Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we've got part 3 of an exciting series we've got for you at the elementary level.
That's right. As you may remember, this is a series that we're studying all about a job interview. So in the first part, we just talked about the introduction. The second part was talking about your personal background. And now we're going to talk about your educational background.
Okay, so the key topic here today is education. Let's take a listen to this dialogue, and we'll be back in a minute.
Now, if I look here, I see that you completed a BA in English.
Yes, that's right. After graduating from high school in New York, I attended York University in the UK. My major was English, and my minor was business. I completed my BA in 2004.
Yes, I'm pleased to see that you also got a distinction.
Yes, that's right. I've always enjoyed studying. My friends say I'm a bit of a bookworm, but my father always pushed us to succeed at school.
Well, it looks like his encouragement paid off, Rebecca. So how about extracurricular activities at university?
Well, I've always been keen on writing, so I became the editor for the university student newspaper, which I really loved. Also, I volunteered for a group called Shelter to help the homeless in New York.
What did that involve?
Providing warm meals and shelter, especially in the winter months. I found it really fulfilling to be part of that group.
I'm sure. Okay, now let's move on to your work experience, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So the girl was talking about her education, about her university, and she talked about some very interesting words. So why don't we take a look at those and language takeaway?
Language takeaway.
So, at the very beginning, Mr. Parsons, who's the interviewer here, asks Rebecca about her background and says, I see that you completed your BA in English.
Okay, so we have an acronym there, a BA.
This stands for bachelor's, or usually a 4-year degree at the beginning of your university studies.
That's right. So it's a type of degree, right? A BA is, as you say, your bachelor's degree, and it usually takes 4 years.
That's right. You have a Bachelor of the Arts, BA, but you also have a Bachelor of Science, which is a BS. So as you can tell, one is for the arts, like art history, music, things like that. The other is for sciences, like physics or chemistry.
Very good. All right. So she has a BA in English. So she obviously studied the English language in university. Then she moved on to talk about her major and minor.
That's right. So, as you know, a degree is not just a degree in the arts in general, but it usually has a focus or an area of focus. So, her area of focus, her major was English. This is the most important part of her studies. So many of her courses, most of her courses at university were in English.
That's right, but she also has a minor in business studies.
Okay, that means she also studied business and business studies. That's not as important as her English studies, but it was very much a part of her degree.
So let's say that when she was studying in university, 70% of what she studied was related to her major, English. And maybe 30% was her minor, was business studies.
That's right. And she goes on to talk about herself and her friends who describe her as a bookworm. This is a really nice adjective and very common in English.
That's right. So if you are a bookworm or you describe yourself as a bookworm, it means that you like to study a lot. You like to read a lot of books.
So bookworm is just like what you said, is someone who really likes to read, someone who's always reading, maybe someone who lives in the library.
So that's why you call them a bookworm. They live in the library or they read a lot of books. All right, so that's the noun bookworm. Now moving on to other parts of university. When you're studying, you're not only studying English or sciences and things like that. Sometimes you also do other activities or other things.
That's right. So you have your schoolwork, which is during school. It's English and business studies for this woman, Rebecca. But you also have what you do outside of school. This is called extracurricular activities. So that's a long word, extracurricular.
That's right. So extracurricular means it's not in the curriculum, right?
That's right. It's outside of school.
So it's not really like a specific subject or something that's related to your studies. If you don't do extracurricular activities, it's okay, right?
That's right. A lot of people don't do any extracurricular activities, but many people do. For example, writing for the school newspaper or playing soccer.
Exactly. So those are extracurricular activities. Anything that you want to do in university apart from studying, playing soccer, writing, etc.
And it's not just university. You can do these in high school as well.
Okay, very good. So those are the words that we have picked out for you today. I think they're very specific to education. And I think we should go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back in a bit with Fluency Builder.
Now, if I look here, I see that you completed a BA in English.
Yes, that's right. After graduating from high school in New York, I attended York University in the UK. My major was English and my minor was business. I completed my BA in 2004.
Yes, I'm pleased to see that you also got a distinction.
Yes, that's right. I've always enjoyed studying. My friends say I'm a bit of a bookworm, but my father always pushed us to succeed at school.
Well, it looks like his encouragement paid off, Rebecca. So how about extracurricular activities at university?
Well, I've always been keen on writing, so I became the editor for the university student newspaper, which I really loved. Also, I volunteered for a group called Shelter to help the homeless in New York,
What did that involve?
providing warm meals and shelter, especially in the winter months. I found it really fulfilling to be part of that group.
I'm sure. Okay, now let's move on to your work experience, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So now let's start off with our first phrase on Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
So Rebecca's talking about her father and her friends, and she says she's a bookworm, but her father always pushed us, that means her and her family members, her siblings, to succeed. And this verb, to push us, to push someone, is very important because it's not the same as like to push a door.
Right. So it's not physically that you're pushing somebody. It's actually to motivate somebody or to inspire someone to become better at something.
That's right. So to push someone is to encourage them to do something bad. It's not always a good thing. So
Right.
she was always pushing me to do what she wanted to do, not what I wanted to do. That means someone's always trying to influence you or to get you to do something.
Exactly. So, as you say, to push someone is to influence them, to motivate them, to encourage them to do something good or bad. Well, and Mr. Parsons agreed with her dad's encouragement, and he said, well, it really paid off.
Okay, this is a great verbal phrase, to pay off. This means to have benefits. Okay, so all of your hard work really paid off.
So you can see the results. You can see the positive results of your hard work. It paid off.
You could even ask someone, all that hard work, did it pay off?
Right. So that you're basically asking, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Okay, to pay off. And, well, when she was talking about extracurricular activities, she said she was always keen on writing.
Now, I think this is more common among British people to say you're keen on something, but it basically means to like. So remember the phrase keen on. This is the preposition here, keen on. I'm keen on writing.
So can you say that you are keen on someone?
Yes, you can. That means you like someone, maybe romantically.
Okay, so it's kind of as Catherine said, more of a British thing, but it's correct, and you can use it in replacement of to like. I think it also sounds a little bit more formal. Instead of saying, well, I've always liked writing, if she says, well, I've always been keen on writing, I think it sounds nice.
A little smarter.
Yeah. All right. And our last word, it's actually an interesting word. It might be a little bit complicated to understand, but when she said that, volunteering was very fulfilling and to be part of a group.
Okay, fulfilling sounds a lot like the word filling, but you shouldn't confuse these two because the meaning is very different, right? So something that is fulfilling makes you feel really good. You maybe you don't make money from it or you don't get a lot of praise from it, but it still makes you feel happy about life for yourself or something.
So you get satisfaction. Now notice the pronunciation. You don't say fulfilling.
No, you say fulfilling.
Fulfilling. So the L there is kind of silent.
Kind of optional. But maybe you could ask someone, what do you find fulfilling in your life?
Or you can ask, do you think your job is fulfilling?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of great words there, a lot of interesting things related to education and not so much. Why don't we go back and listen to the dialogue one last time?
Now, if I look here, I see that you completed a BA in English.
Yes, that's right. After graduating from high school in New York, I attended York University in the UK. My major was English and my minor was business. I completed my BA in 2004.
Yes, I'm pleased to see that you also got a distinction.
Yes, that's right. I've always enjoyed studying. My friends say I'm a bit of a bookworm, but my father always pushed us to succeed at school.
Well, it looks like his encouragement paid off, Rebecca. So how about extracurricular activities at university?
Well, I've always been keen on writing, so I became the editor for the university student newspaper, which I really loved. Also, I volunteered for a group called Shelter to help the homeless in New York,
What did that involve?
providing warm meals and shelter, especially in the winter months. I found it really fulfilling to be part of that group.
I'm sure. Okay, now let's move on to your work experience, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, so talking about going to university, I think they used a really specific verb there that's worth mentioning. She said, I attended York University in the UK. So to attend.
That's right. So you can say I studied at York University, but the more formal way of saying that I was a student at York University is to say I attended that school. So to attend means to be a student at that place.
Okay. And what about you, Catherine? Did you participate in any extracurricular activities back in college?
I did. I participated in a lot of extracurricular activities. I was in the orchestra at my university, and I played in a lot of musical groups. I also was in a discussion group for politics, and the India-Pakistan dialogue group, and I was in a number of different film clubs. So we talk about film, and I even helped out at the TV station for my university.
Oh, wow. The university had a TV station.
Yeah, so all of it was student directed. So basically the students controlled the TV station.
That's really interesting. I think these types of extracurricular activities are, as many as these, are maybe not as common in other places, or maybe they're a little bit different. I know, for example, in the U.S., you have all these political ones and a lot of sports and things like that, but you also have very strange far ones like I don't know, like there's a cooking club, and there's even like a gardening club. I've heard
astronomy club.
There's all types of extracurricular activities.
Well, what's really nice about a lot of American universities is that there are many, many resources that students can use. And so maybe the reason there's a cooking club is because there are massive kitchens that the students can use to cook food and experiment, and even teachers and professors sometimes come to help. So it's a really nice environment because everyone's teaching each other.
Right. No, it's very, very interesting. And we're actually curious to know how universities work in your country. Are you able to have a minor in a subject? Because many universities don't offer this option.
Right. They just have one major and that's all.
Right. Or maybe are you able to participate in extracurricular activities?
Like sports or radio or writing? Let us know. Our website is englishpod.com.
All right. So we'll see you guys there.
Bye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Bachelor of Arts. BA. The main subject studied in a college. Major. A second subject studied in college. Minor. Excellence. Distinction. A person who likes reading and studying. Bookworm. To affect positively. Pay off. Extra activities. extracurricular, willing or eager to do something. Keen on, want to do something without being forced or pay. Volunteer, contain, involve, full of happiness and satisfaction. Fulfilling, to encourage or persuade someone to do something. Push,
Let's try that faster.
willing or eager to do something. Keen on, want to do something without being forced or pay. Volunteer, a second subject studied in college. Minor, full of happiness and satisfaction. Fulfilling, extra activities. Extracurricular, to affect positively. Pay off, Bachelor of Arts. BA, contain, involve, excellence. Distinction, a person who likes reading and studying. Bookworm, to encourage or persuade someone to do something. Push, the main subject studied in a college. Major,
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
major. You're almost finished with your first year of college. Have you decided on a major yet? Major, Mark graduated with a double major in philosophy and East Asian studies. Major, I attended the University of Washington where I majored in economics. Distinction, it may be difficult for some English learners to hear the distinction between the words eyes and ice. Distinction, only the best of the best students at British universities receive distinction. Distinction, and Bo Shishun had the distinction of being the tallest man in the world. Keen on, I think Tom is keen on Sherry. He's always flirting with her. Keen on, I'd rather not go to McDonald's for lunch. I'm not keen on fast food. Keen on, my boss is really keen on golf these days, so we bought him monogrammed golf balls as a gift. Pay off, all that studying really paid off. I got 100% on my final exam. Pay off, my daughter doesn't like going to violin lessons 3 times a week, but I tell her that all this practice will pay off someday. Pay off, we took a risk with this marketing campaign, but it really paid off. Our customer base nearly doubled. Extracurricular, what extracurricular activities did you participate in while you were in college? Extracurricular, many students in Asian countries have to study so much they have no time for extracurricular activities. Extracurricular, I'm a happily married man with no extracurricular relationships.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another great lesson with us here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're going to be talking about an ER, an emergency room.
Exactly. We're bringing you our very own ER drama here at English Pod.
Yeah, doctor shows are very popular with people, medical terms and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to teach you some words that you might hear commonly in medical shows on TV or in movies. This is really common language in television.
Or even at a hospital, right?
Well, yeah, but let's hope our listeners don't have to face this.
Okay, so let's preview some words in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so what's our first word?
Okay, the first word is CPR.
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 So that's pretty easy. What does that mean?
Well, it's short for cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Okay.
If that means anything to you.
Well, cardio is related to the heart.
Uh-huh.
Pulmonary refers to the lungs.
Yep.
Resuscitation means to come back to life.
Yes. So basically CPR is, you know when someone stops breathing, you put your mouth on their mouth and you breathe inside their lungs?
Okay, to give them air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So CPR.
That's CPR. Okay. So let's take a look at our next word. BP.
BP.
So BP is short for
Blood pressure.
blood pressure. That's
Yeah.
just the way that doctors use it in the emergency room.
Exactly. Pretty simple.
Okay, so blood pressure. And our last word, acute respiratory failure.
Acute respiratory failure.
So what is that exactly? That sounds complicated.
Basically, it's really serious that you stop breathing.
You stop breathing.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go into acute respiratory failure, then the doctor or somebody has to perform CPR.
Right.
All right, cool. Okay, so we've previewed these three great words. Now let's listen to our dialogue for the first time. It's going to be really fast and you're going to have a lot of drama in it, so don't worry if you don't understand everything.
Yeah, we're going to come back and teach you some of the important language.
Help! Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie.
Helen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining.
No! Frankie! Doctor, do something!
Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay, clear. Again, clear. Come on, damn it, I'm not letting go of you. Clear. I got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
Patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in. Bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go. People, move, move.
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Wow, so much drama over a little hamster.
Yeah, a little pet,
A
hey?
little pet, the little hamster.
Well, you know what? I can relate to this owner, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that later.
Yeah, I know you have a really good story about this.
Yeah, but in the meantime, let's look at some great language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, so let's take a look at our first word. Intubate.
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 So this is a medical procedure.
Exactly. When a patient can't breathe properly, sometimes the doctor takes a long tube and puts it into their mouth and down their pipes, I guess, down their breathing tube.
Right.
So that they can breathe better.
Okay, so that's to intubate.
Yes.
Okay, so once they've intubated the patient, they start to bag him.
Yeah, bag him.
Bag him.
Bag him.
Does that mean they like put a bag over the person's
no,
head or something?
No. So there's a bag attached to this intubation tube, and you squeeze it to put air into the lungs.
Okay, so you squeeze this bag and it puts air through the tube.
I think this is just medical slang.
Yeah, I guess backham.
Yeah, but you hear it all the time on TV, so it's important our listeners know it.
Okay. Let's look at our next word. Critical condition.
Critical condition.
Critical condition.
The patient's in critical condition.
This condition means it's serious.
Right. If a patient is in critical condition, they're either really, really hurt or really, really sick, and they could die pretty soon.
Okay. So you don't want to be in critical condition.
No.
Let's take a look at our next word. Stabilize.
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 So when the doctors stabilize a patient, they take that patient out of danger.
Exactly. When a patient is stabilized, they probably won't die in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But they could still be really sick. They could be in critical condition, right?
But it's under control.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stabilize. Let's look at our last word. ICU.
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 Intensive care unit.
Okay, that's what it means. Intensive care unit.
Yep.
So that's the place where patients who are in critical condition are taken.
Right.
So what's the difference between an ICU and a regular room?
Well, I don't know. I've never been in one. But I think like patients are monitored regularly. And I think there's, maybe there are more nurses and fewer patients. There's just a higher level of care.
A higher level of care.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again. Now try to catch all of these medical terms that we've just talked about, and then we'll come back and explain a few phrases.
Help! Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie!
Ellen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining.
No! Frankie! Doctor, do something!
Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay, clear? Again, clear? Come on, damn it, I'm not letting go of you. Clear! I've got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
The patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in. Bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go. People, move, move.
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Okay, so there are some really good phrasal verbs in this dialogue.
Yeah, a couple of good phrasal verbs.
Okay, so let's take a look at these phrasal verbs in putting it together.
Putting it together.
All right, so what's our first phrasal verb today?
Hook up.
Hook up.
Hook up.
So to hook up.
So when we talk about hooking something up, we are usually talking about electronics, right, Marco?
Yeah, you usually hook up your TV or
Yeah.
your computer.
Yeah.
So why don't we listen to some examples of how we would use hook up?
Example 1.
I finally got a Nintendo Wii. Come on, help me hook it up to the TV.
Example 2.
I don't know how to hook up this new DVD player. Can you help me?
Example 3.
I just hooked up my new HD TV. Want to come over and watch a movie?
Great. So you can see that there are a few different variations of this pattern here with the word hook up because it's a phrasal verb.
Exactly.
And I think the same patterns can apply to our next phrasal verb.
Hold still.
Hold still.
Hold still.
Hold still.
So the doctor needed the patient to hold still.
Right, to stop moving.
Stop moving, exactly. Okay, let's listen to some more examples of hold still because, again, it's a really great phrasal verb that you can change up a little bit.
Example 1.
If you don't hold still, I can't see if you have something in your eye.
Example 2.
Hold still while she cuts your hair, or else she might make a mistake.
Example 3.
Hold still, you have a bee on your back.
Okay, hold still. Great word.
Yep. All right, one final phrase for you. Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
Out of the woods.
So when someone's out of the woods, they're...
Free from danger.
Safe.
Okay, safe.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a saying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of the woods.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
free. I'm safe.
I guess there are two variants of this phrase. We can say, I'm out of the woods, or we're out of the woods, or I guess we're not out of the woods yet. Yep.
So, okay. Out of the woods. Okay, so now it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again. And when we come back, Erica's going to tell us about her ER story.
Are you a doctor? My poor little Frankie has just stopped breathing. Oh my gosh, help me. I tried to perform CPR, but I don't know if I could get any air into his lungs. Oh, Frankie.
Helen, get him hooked up to a monitor. Somebody page Dr. Hauser. Get the patient to hold still. I can't get a pulse. Okay, he's on the monitor. His BP's falling. He's flatlining. Someone get her out of here. Get me the defibrillator. Okay. Clear? Again, clear? Come on, damn it. I'm not letting go of you. Clear! I got a pulse.
Okay, what's happening?
Patient is in acute respiratory failure. I think we're going to have to intubate.
All right, tubes in. Bag him. Somebody give him 10 cc's shot of adrenaline. Let's go. People, move. Move.
Doctor, oh, thank God. How is he?
We've managed to stabilize Frankie, but he's not out of the woods yet. He's still in critical condition. We're moving him to intensive care, but...
Doctor, just do whatever it takes. I just want my little Frankie to be okay. I couldn't imagine life without my little hamster.
Okay, Erica, so what happened? What emergency did you have?
Well, it was with my cat.
Your cat?
Yes. I had some people over for dinner, and it was maybe 1:30 in the morning, and I went downstairs to let them out and show them where the taxis were. And then I came up, and I saw that the cat was gone. And it turned out that the cat fell out of the window.
Fell out of the window?
Yeah.
All right, but our listeners have to know, what story or what floor do you live on?
The 20th floor.
The 20th.
Yeah. So this is really dangerous, right?
That's really high up.
Yeah. So I went outside and I was calling for my cat and I was like, Mr. Finn, where are you?
How did you know he fell out?
I just knew.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mother's instinct.
I guess so. And so he was calling back to me, and so I picked him up and brought him to the house, and we had to bring him to the vet, and it was 2:30, 3 in the morning at this time, and the vet was like not very happy that we woke him up out of bed.
But that was a really good emergency, though.
Yeah. So anyway, we brought him to the vet. He was in critical condition for a couple of days, and then we had to keep him in the vet's ICU for about a week. He broke his back. He broke two of his legs.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and then at home on bed rest for another 3 weeks.
Wow.
But now he's good as new.
Good as new.
Yeah.
He used up one of his 7 lives.
Yes.
9 lives.
Nine. Yeah. I think maybe 8 of his 9
8.
lives.
He's only got 1 left.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting story. I guess that's the inspiration under this dialogue.
Exactly. Sometimes we Anglos really treat our cats and our hamsters and our dogs like they're our children.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Mr. Finn is okay and he's walking and good as new.
Yep, good as new.
So maybe our users have some stories about their pets being taken to the hospital.
I want to hear.
Yeah, that should be interesting. I've never had a pet actually break a leg or anything, so don't have any pet stories this time.
I'm Tom, and I'm happy you're here. In this episode, I speak slowly. I use clear, simple words. And I repeat ideas so you can shadow my voice, practice your speaking, and build your confidence step by step. Today, we will talk about how to describe your day in English. Not just short sentences, but full ideas. What do you do in the morning? What happens in your afternoon? What is your evening routine like? By the end of this episode, you will be able to talk about your day in English using clear and natural sentences. Let's begin. Why is it important to practice talking about your day in English? It's important because your day is real. It's something that happens to you every day. You know it well. You don't need to search for words or ideas. You don't need to talk about history, science, or politics. You just need to talk about your life. You can say what time you wake up, what you eat for breakfast. You can say if you go to work or stay at home. You can say how you feel, tired, busy, happy, or relaxed. And here's the best part. When you describe your own day, you're practicing real English, useful English, English that you can use with other people in real life. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. When you talk about your day, you begin to think in English. You begin to speak more naturally. You use simple, complete sentences. You stop translating in your head. And you feel more confident when speaking. Let's take an example. Imagine you are meeting someone new. They ask, "What did you do today?" What did you do today? If you've practiced talking about your day before, you can answer. You can say, "I woke up at 7. I went to work. I had coffee and answered emails. In the evening, I made dinner and watched TV." Now, that's a full conversation. That's real communication. And that is your goal. Even if you are alone, even if you're not in an English class, even if you are shy, you can still practice speaking English by talking about your day. So, whenever you don't know what to say, start with something simple. What did I do today? What time did I wake up? What did I eat? Where did I go? What did I do in the evening? These are good questions. They help you remember vocabulary. They help you build strong English habits. They help you think in full sentences without stress. You can do this in the morning to talk about yesterday. You can do this in the evening to review today. You can even record yourself and listen back. The key is to keep it simple. Use the English you know. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. 1 sentence today, 2 sentences tomorrow, a whole story next week. So today, Let's build that skill together, step by step, word by word, one real sentence at a time. Okay, let's start at the beginning of the day, the morning. Morning is a very important part of your day. It sets the mood. It gives you energy. And it's a perfect time to speak and think in English, even for a few minutes. Now, let's practice some simple morning sentences together. Repeat each one slowly, just like shadowing. Let's go. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. Now you repeat. Sometimes I wake up earlier, around 6:30, when I have a lot to do. Now you repeat. If I sleep late, I feel tired the next morning. I stay in bed for a few minutes and think about my day. I like to take a deep breath and stretch my arms and legs. Then I sit up slowly and get out of bed. I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth. I brush slowly and carefully for 2 minutes. Then I wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel awake. Sometimes I take a quick shower, especially if I feel sleepy. When I shower, I like to play soft music or listen to English audio. After my shower, I dry off and put on my clothes. I try to wear something clean and comfortable. Sometimes I wear jeans and a t-shirt. If I have a meeting or class, I wear something more formal. Next, I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. I usually eat something simple, like toast, eggs, and fruit. Sometimes I have cereal with milk and a banana. If I have more time, I make an omelette or oatmeal. I like to eat slowly so I can enjoy my food. I drink coffee most mornings. Sometimes I drink green tea because it feels light and fresh. While eating, I sometimes watch a short video or check the news. Other days, I just enjoy the quiet and listen to birds outside. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time and read my messages. I check my calendar to see if I have any meetings or appointments. I pack my bag with everything I need: my phone, notebook, keys, and water bottle. Then I put on my shoes and go out the door. Okay, let's shadow a story. My morning routine. In this part, I will tell you a short story about my morning. You can listen, then shadow each sentence. You can pause after each line to repeat it slowly. Are you ready? Let's begin. In the morning, I usually wake up at around 7 o'clock. Sometimes I wake up earlier if I have a lot of things to do. I lie in bed for a few minutes and think about the day ahead. I stretch my arms, yawn a little, and slowly get up. Then I walk to the bathroom and brush my teeth for 2 full minutes. After that, I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me wake up. If I feel sleepy, I take a warm shower. I often listen to relaxing music while I shower. It helps me feel more calm and focused. After the shower, I put on clean clothes and check my hair in the mirror. Next, I go into the kitchen and start making breakfast. I usually eat 2 pieces of toast with butter and jam, and sometimes I add a boiled egg. I drink a large cup of coffee. That's very important to me in the morning. While eating, I sit by the window and look outside. Sometimes I hear birds singing, and I enjoy the peaceful moment. Before I leave the house, I check my phone. I look at the time, my to-do list, and my schedule for the day. Then I prepare my bag. I make sure I have everything: my phone, my wallet, my notebook, and sometimes a snack. Finally, I put on my jacket and shoes, open the door, and step outside to begin my day. Okay, let's say a few final practice sentences together. Again, you can repeat right after me. Every morning is a little different, but I try to follow a good routine. When I start my day with English, I feel more focused. I'm proud of my progress, and I will keep going. Now let's move to the afternoon, the middle part of the day. Many people are busy in the afternoon. Some people go to work, some go to school, some stay home and take care of the house or family. Whatever you do, the afternoon is a good time to use English. Even if you're busy, you can still listen. You can still repeat. You can still practice, even for just 5 or 10 minutes. Let's learn some common sentences together. Try to repeat after me, slowly and clearly. After lunch, I go back to work. Sometimes I feel a little sleepy after I eat. I check my emails and answer the important ones first. I often read messages from coworkers or classmates. I usually have 1 or 2 meetings in the afternoon. Sometimes I meet with a client or my manager to talk about tasks. If I work from home, I sit at my desk and open my laptop. I type reports or prepare presentations. I also look at my calendar to see what I need to do next. I like to keep my desk clean and organized. It helps me think clearly. I usually take a short break around 3 o'clock. I make a cup of tea or drink some water. Sometimes I eat a small snack, like fruit or a biscuit. If I have time, I go for a short walk to get fresh air. Even 10 minutes outside helps me feel better. If the weather is nice, I walk around the block or sit in the sun. When I have free time in the afternoon, I study English. Sometimes I listen to a podcast while I take a walk. Other times, I read a short article or story online. I also watch slow English videos to help with listening. I repeat short phrases out loud to practice speaking. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly. Before I finish work, I write down what I did. This helps me stay organized and ready for the next day. Sometimes I write one new word I learned today. I like to review my English notebook before I stop for the day. I will now tell you a story about my afternoon. You can listen, pause, and repeat after me. Try to copy my rhythm and tone. This is a great way to shadow and learn. After lunch, I usually go back to my desk to continue working. I check my emails and write a to-do list for the afternoon. I often have a video meeting with my team. We talk about what we finished in the morning and what we will do next. The meetings are usually short, about 30 minutes. After the meeting, I take a short break. I walk to the kitchen and make a cup of tea or black coffee. I drink slowly while standing near the window. Sometimes I step outside for some fresh air. If I have free time, I use it to study English. I usually listen to a podcast like this one or read a short story. Sometimes I watch a video where the speaker talks slowly. I pause the video and repeat the sentences. This is shadowing. It helps me speak more naturally and understand better. Before I stop working for the day, I write down a short summary of what I did. I also write one sentence in English to describe how I feel. For example, I finished all my work today and I feel proud. I didn't study much today, but I will try again tomorrow. This helps me reflect and stay motivated. Okay, now it's your turn. You can pause this episode for a moment. Try to talk about your afternoon, just like I did. What do you usually do after lunch? Do you go to work? Do you go to class? Do you stay at home and rest or study? Use short sentences. It's okay if it's just 3 or 4 lines. The goal is to speak, not to be perfect. Okay, let's try some sentence starters together to help you speak. I will say the beginning of the sentences, and you try to complete them, okay? In the afternoon, I usually... very good. After lunch, I like to... Good job. Sometimes I feel... Well done. I usually take a break at... Perfect. Before the afternoon ends, I... Very good. Okay. The evening and night. Evening is a special time. A time to relax and review the day. Let's repeat some useful sentences. I come home at 6 o'clock in the evening. I take off my shoes and sit down for a few minutes to rest. I sometimes watch the news or listen to music to relax. I cook dinner or I order food if I feel tired. I eat dinner at the table with my family. We talk about our day and share stories. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and wash the dishes. Sometimes, I go for a short walk after dinner. Before bed, I read a book or listen to calming music. I take a shower and brush my teeth. I go to bed around 10:30 or 11. Okay, you have just listened to my full routine. Now I want you to speak about your day. Here's how you can do it. First, think about your day. What time do you wake up? What do you eat for breakfast? Do you work, study, take care of the house? What do you do in the afternoon? What does your evening look like? What do you do before bed? You can speak about today, or you can talk about a typical day, a normal day. Great work today. You listened to a full diary routine. You practiced new vocabulary. You repeated full sentences. And most importantly, you tried to speak in English. This is real progress. You're not just studying English. You are using English. You are living in English, one sentence at a time. Keep building your confidence. Keep practicing your daily routine until it feels easy. Now, come back to this episode often. Listen again, shadow again, and each time add more to your story.